That's right. I've got another haul today. So I mostly got it for the one gel set that's coming, but I got a bunch of stuff. So first off, I got this JelloJello cuticle oil. Mostly because I got cuticle oil and it was like cheap, so I put it on. And I also got this new type of glue, this soft bond glue to try. See if I like it. I got a bunch of brushes. So I got a Diami mini flower brush. And I'm excited to try that. And then I got a couple Yoga Mayo brushes. So first I got this square brush, which I've seen, like, they advertise as being good for, like, ombre. So I'm going to have to try that out at some point. See if that's true. It's nice and soft. Nice square brush. Not big for overlay, I'm sure. Comes with a cap. I also got this French brush. I don't like super struggle with doing French. How do you open? Okay, I don't really struggle with doing like smile lines that much, but this is, come on. This is supposed to make it easier if I can ever get it out of the package. What? There we go. Okay, jeez. So yeah, so it's like a sort of curved angle brush to help you do smile lines easier. So I'm excited to try that out. And I also got this heart brush. Now, I don't do many, like, drawn florals because I'm not really good at them. But I'm hoping that if I get, like, flower-specific brushes, maybe that'll make it slightly easier on me. Struggling with packaging today. All right, here we go. So it's got like sort of like a heart brush that's supposed to make like petals, like, you know. So I'm excited to try that out at some point. And I think that's it for the brushes. I also got this Jinju Jam, which is like a pearlescent. This is another Yoga Mayo one. It's like a 3D like pearl iridescent 3D gel. Let's crack this open to see how it looks. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's really nice. I think this will be really nice to redo like some mermaid or like nuanced nails. Like, oh, look how pretty that is. It's so iridescent. Let's stick that back in its packaging for now because I'm not planning on using that today specifically, but I got it for some birthday nails I want to do later this month because it's my birthday this month. Okay, stick that back in the package. Has a little stopper so it doesn't dry out. That's nice for when you put the thing off. And also this packaging. How cute is it with the pearls? Because Jinju is Korean for pearl. I got a few Divok things. So I got the Zero Matte top, which is like the matte top to prevent chrome, for chrome isolation, that sort of thing. And then I also got the Milkus, which is like a milky white. And I was running low on the JelloJello peel-off gel. So I ordered just another kit of it because you always run through the liquid, like the removal liquid, more than you do the peel-off gel base. But I'm finally running low of the peel-off gel base. So here's what's in it. There we go. So it's got the peel-off gel base right there. And it's now TPO free, I do believe. And here is the remover liquid. And then it also comes with some like orange sticks and stuff. So you can see the whole set to get rid of it, and I really like it. And finally, what I actually wanted to, this is what the whole order was centered around, this HighTeen Neon Syrup collection from JelloJello that I thought would be very cute for the summer, and I'm like super excited to get into it. Let's see. if I can get into this packaging. There it goes. This is also the six little gels. Ooh, this is so summery. I'm so excited. All right. Let's get into swatching the set. So the first gel in the set is JJ37 Sunshine Coral. As with all like syrup gels, it's like it has like a thickish consistency, but goes on slightly sheer, as you can see. It's very buildable. I will say the 2 coats looks really nice. So that's the first coat. And then here's the second. What a like fun, like clementine orange. Next we've got JJ38 or Punch Pink. All of these like names of them are also very summery. So it's like, this is a very summery collection. This is like a really nice, like cool tone pink. I like it. It's nice. It's got a nice vibe to it. One coat. Here's the second one. I kind of accidentally, like on putting it under the lamp, smudged it a little. So you notice there was like a little blank spot there. That's what's on me. We'll fill it up with the second coat. And the second coat, very nice. Third up, we got JJ39 Neon-y Lemon Accurate number. It looks like a highlighter, doesn't it? Like I have this exact highlighter color at work in my accounting office. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. That's the first coat. And here's the second coat. Oof. So next we got Lime Mojito, JJ40. These go on incredibly smooth. They self-level really nicely, like most syrup gels. But if you looked at the listing, you might not have even realized it was a syrup gel. And as always, everything that I unboxed and everything, it'll all be down in the comment section. So, not the comment section, the description. You can, click it. There'll be links. I'll link to everything. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I do like these products. Look how pretty that looks. So next up, we got JJ41 Hawaii Blue. This is like a nice, like sky blue, like light pastel-y, but also neon, like pastel neon. Those seems like words that don't go together, but they definitely do. Like this is a really nice highlighter vibe set. That's the first coat. And here's the second coat. Oh, so cute. And finally, we've got JJ42 Violet Sunset. I will say, this isn't like my favorite color in the set, but it does like round out the set very nicely. It's a very like pink purple. I wish they had gone a little more blue purple with it personally, but like it's still a really nice color. It's just not to my personal taste, I like pinks and blue purples. What can I say? But here's the second coat on this one. It is still, like, it's a nice color, and I can see lots of uses for it. Just, it's a very pink purple, if that makes sense. Very nice. And here are them all together, sticking them on the little swatch card. I'm like really excited about this set. I think I'm going to get a lot of good use out of it. And some of the use I'm going to get out of it is going to be right now. Because I'm going to make a set of nails and I'm going to try to use every single color. So let's make a set of nails. So I'm going to use a few more things than just the set. I'm also going to be using the Milkus that I got, the Devog Milkus. I'm going to be using the Yoga Mayo Angel Core glitter, the YMG08, like the different shaped glitter. I'm going to be using, of course, my Jinbei Crazy Top, as per usual, some Ivy Fix gel to stick a few things on, a little mold. But first off, we are going in. We have these prep tips. I'm using the soft gel medium round. And on the accent finger, which I usually go with my ring finger, I'm going to be doing a white base. I was sort of freestyling this, so I will admit that the final nail you see on the ring finger is not the first one I came up with, but it was really ugly, so I made a different one. And then on all the other nails, I'm going in with the blue, which I think is my favorite color in the set. I think the blue and the yellow. I'm really feeling this. So we're going to do one layer on all the nails in the blue before curing. I'm going to speed through that. I do recommend, like, since it's a syrup gel and it does, like, self-level, flipping it upside down before putting it under the lamp is my recommendation, just to let things pull away from the edges, because sometimes they do have the tendency to pull towards the edge. So it's just good practice to turn them over to let it self-level towards the center of the nail again. So we got all of those covered in the blue, and we're going to stick it under the lamp for a full cure. So we're going to do the exact same thing again. We're doing a second coat of all this. I realize now, like, knowing where this is going, having finished the set of nails already, because this is a voiceover, one coat on the white would probably be enough, but I did do two. We're going to cover that and get all those nails nice and coated. And then another coat of the white. And then, as always, stick that under for a full cure. So, next we're going in with the Meichow blooming gel. I need to get a better blooming gel. Like, this is just a cheapo one. I've got my eyes on a few, but they've been out of stock. So, waiting for that to come back. And then I want to do some, like, an aura nail, like a two-tone aura nail. So, we're going in with the pink and the yellow. But we're going to start with the pink for, like, the widest aura. So the way that I'm doing this is I'm just putting a very thin layer of the blooming gel down on the nail. And then with a liner brush, I'm going to, or not a liner brush, just any brush, a small brush. I'm picking up some of the pink and I'm just drawing a straight line down the center of the nail. And then with blooming gel, you just sort of sit there and wait for it to start blooming. And since this is a little thicker than normal gels that I would use, like syrup gels, I'm just taking an ombre brush and I'm sort of helping it along. It's helping it along, so you want it to, and when you're sort of happy with it, always swipe around the edges of the nail or flip it upside down before, like I'm doing here, before giving it a flash cure while you move on to the other nails. And you're going to do that on all the blue nails because you want like a nice wide pink aura in the center. And then once you've got that done and you do all of the nails this way, send it in for full cure. And then we are doing the second aura, which I'm doing a yellow aura in the center of the pink one. So this is going to be a smaller one, but you're still putting the blooming gel. And then I'm taking a dotting tool and putting a much smaller line of the yellow in the middle of the nail. And then it's the same process. You let it start to bloom on its own. And if you need to help it along a little, you take a little ombre brush and just sort of go around the edges very gently to sort of squidge it into the place that you want. Easy peasy. And then give her a flash cure once it's looking good. And you do it on all the nails, set it in for a cure. And the final step for these nails, I'm just going to go in with this is totally optional. They look fine without it, but I wanted a little bit of fun glitter. So I'm going with the Angel Core glitter from my last haul because it's cute. And it has like the little multi-shaped glitter, and I thought it would work perfectly with these nails, and I think that it did. I'm just going in with the mixed glitter, and then you cure it. All right, so I wanted to use every single color, at least on one nail. So I'm putting them in the order of like the rainbow order that I want them to be in on the nail. So for the final nail, the accent finger, you're going in with the blooming gel again, a really thin layer. And then I have all the colors laid out here, and then with a little brush, I'm just going to put them in a line. Now, as you can see, one of these days, I will learn to put things in frame, but sometimes when I'm filming, I get like really caught up in what I'm up to and forget to check that I'm in frame like an idiot. And that is what has happened here. But all I'm doing is just putting them in rainbow stripes down the nail. I will eventually pull back into frame once I realize what I have done here. So you just want to put them in sort of rainbow order down the nail from tip to cuticle. And yeah, there I have realized what I have been up to. So as you can see, I'm just sort of putting it in a little line. And it will start blooming on its own. But for this one, I did want to really go in with either, you can go in with like a liner brush or an ombre brush like I use, and just sort of start like squidging them together. So in this case, the blooming gel is less so using for actual blooming and just being sort of a, again, I'm out of frame. Just sort of a slip layer to make it easier to blend the colors. And you can just add more where you're missing if it's like a little patchy. I'm just going in and mixing them up to make sort of a nice smoothish ombre rainbow. One of these days, I'll stay in frame, I promise. It'll happen. I will say, I think these turned out incredibly cute. And I think a full nail of like the rainbow would look really nice. I feel like this set would be really good. Like this particular gel set would be really good for doing like a tie-dye vibe nails. Like I think that would look really nice. Like a pastel neon tie-dye. So I'm just filling in any sort of like places that I thought needed a little bit more color. Mixing the colors together. Incredible camera work as always. And then flipping it upside down so that they don't pool towards the edge of the nail. And then I like to flash cure in place because I was making a full set of nails. So I did the other hand off camera. So I would flash cure and then do the nail on the other hand. So that looks pretty nice, I think. A little harsh edge, gonna fix up a little. And then once you're happy with how it looks, flash cure it into place. This also helps with a thing that I do often, which is accidentally bump them while going into the nail lamp. If you flash cure it, it's not a problem. And then send it in for a full cure. I then put the glitter on because I actually hadn't, I thought that with just the glitter I was going to be done with this nail. So I just put the glitter on there. Very, very nice. Looking good. And, you know, normally if I was just, you know, this would be a perfectly fine set of nails after I cured that glitter on there. But I decided I wasn't happy with it. So I wanted to put a clear heart on it. Just sort of have like a heart vibe. So I'm just putting in this little heart mold some Jinbei Crazy Top Standard, I think. You could use any sort of clear gel, but that's what I used. Just wiping it off to make sure everything goes, and I'm sticking it under the lamp for a full cure. Once I pop that out, you have a nice, beautifully clear heart. It was a little jagged on the bottom, so I'm just using my rotary tool to clean it up. And then after wiping it with alcohol, use an IV Fix gel to stick it on the nail. You stick it on, and then I'm just using a little silicone end of a pair of tweezers to move it where I want it to be. This is a very, like, subtle 3D effect. Like, it really looked better up close. And a rare doing your own nails thing where it's like, no, they look better up close than far away. So I'm smoothing out some of the rhinestone gel that could glob a bit. And then we're going to flash cure that into place before giving it a full cure. And then full cure that. And then finally, I just had to top coat it. The other ones I had already top coated while I was, you know, because top coating is top coating. Where this one, you just top coat the whole thing, the whole nail as per usual. I'm using the Crazy Top Standard. You could use like a thinner one, but I wanted to make sure that none of that, the glitters particles could be felt, like that the nails were nice and smooth. And I find the standard is really good for encapsulation. Not that you could feel them that much anyway, but flip it over to help things self-level towards the center of the nail. Make sure that there's no globbing. There was a little bit along the top of the heart, so I wanted to smooth that out a little bit. That sometimes happens with like 3D elements, so be careful of that. And then when you're happy with how it looks, stick it under the lamp for a full cure. And these nails are donezo. And I think these were such a cute nails to like start out June with. Subtle little pride vibes, but also just very summery and cute. I wore them to work. I got compliments. They're very fun. And they were like really nice, a little nice vibe. I'm really happy with this collection. I think I'm going to use it quite a bit. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you had a good time. Let me know what you thought of what I decided to do with this nail collection, and if you would like it. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be back next week. I have like a really fun pride nail set that I made for my friend, so I'm excited to have that one. And I promise it will be next week. It won't be 2 weeks. I'm not that busy at work right now, so I have time. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.